Alright, let's get into the Tenpai deck profile. Hand trap lineup for the deck because you're always going to be basically running a bunch of hand traps before the rest of the actual Tenpai cards. So, 2 effect Veiler. Some stuff still dodges Veiler, but Veiler is still a very good card, and I find that if I dead draw anything, it just gives me a discard out for Sangan Summoning anyway. So, most of the time, if I have a dead draw, it's just going to be pitched for Sangan Summoning effect. Um, 3 Maxi because this is probably one of the best cards in the game right now, if not the best card in the game. Since if you do have to go second, having more cards is more better, and it can also make your opponent just stop making plays. But yeah, definitely 3 Maxi. 2 Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre I actually found incredibly useful during the gold and plat climb. I played this deck a lot, and I played Infernoids a lot. And I found out having Ghost Ogre against Centurion, because I encountered Centurion a lot in gold. Like, there were so many Centurion decks in gold, and a couple in platinum, working my way up to diamond. Um, but Ghost Ogre really helped against the Centurion matchup. It also helps a bit against the Melodious matchup because sometimes well, they like to. It's just been useful. This is just one of those trust me, bro moments. Um, and it's been useful just against a couple random rogue decks I faced. This card's just been in like MVP. Um, Tenpai Pydra. Definitely want to run 3 of this guy. This is the one that if it's normally special summoned, you can add or set 1 Sangan Summoning spell or trap from your deck. So it lets you set or add the field spell. It lets you set or add the Saiyan Kaiman. We're only running those 2 Tenpai spells. We'll get into what they do in a little bit. And the other effect of this guy is you take no battle damage from battles involving fire, dragon, monsters. And then the final effect, which I believe all of them except for... Yeah, all of them except for Genki have... Yeah, once quick effect, once during the battle phase, immediately after this card resolves, synchro summon using this card you control. So that's really cool. By the way, spoiler alert, if you didn't know already, this is a going second deck. You really don't want to go first playing this. This is, if you're like me and you got frustrated with the coin flip meta and you just pretty much always want to go second, you're probably always going to go second unless you play against another Tenpai player, which I actually have a replay of me doing that to show you guys how to easily beat the mirror match. But anyway, next one, Fadra. So Fadra, this one, if he's normal or special summoned, or at the start of the damage step, if a monster battles, you can target 1 level 4 or lower fire dragon monster in your graveyard and special summon it. And he also has the bonus effect your fire dragon monsters can't be destroyed by battle. So it can't be destroyed by battle with him, and no battle damage taken with Pydra. And then that brings us to the third one, which is Tenpai Dragon Genroku. If this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, you can special summon this card as a tuner. You can increase its level by 1. You won't really use that too much, but you can. Quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon 1 Tenpai Dragon monster from your deck, except Tenpai Dragon Genroku. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except for dragon monsters, no problem. You can only use each effect of Tenpai Dragon Genroku once per turn. Next we have Doradora. So Doradora is pretty decent. A lot of people have stuck to running... Well, actually, most people don't run this anymore. I was going to say a lot of people have stuck to running like at least one, but I haven't seen a lot of the list playing this lately. I still like Doradora, and I think it's a very decent card. If it's normal summoned, you can add 1 level 4 lower fire dragon monster from your deck to your hand. The second effect you'll probably never use, but once per turn during your main phase, you can excavate the top card of your deck. If it's a fire dragon monster, send it to the grave. And if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack for each Doradora you control. Otherwise, place the excavated card on the bottom of your deck. So, why is this good? Mainly because it lets us add Genroku to hand or Chandra to hand. Chandra, if you control a Fire Dragon monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. So you could play Doradora, immediately add this card, or play Doradora, add Genroku, do Genroku effect, special summon it, and then you can sacrifice it to bring out something else. Well, not sacrifice, but tribute for effect to bring out something else. But anyway, back to Chandra. Once per turn, during the battle phase, you can, immediately after this card effect resolves, synchro summon using this card. And once again, they all have that effect except for Genroku. You can special summon if you control Fire Dragon, which we already went over. And at the start of the damage step, if a monster battles, and this is the important one, you can special summon one level 4 lower Fire Dragon monster from your deck, except Tenpai Dragon Chandra. So, a lot of their effects are going to happen during the battle phase. Very battle phase centered deck. Your main phase is basically just set up to win in your battle phase. You don't typically go to main phase 2. A lot of the time with this deck, it's pretty much you have your turn, you OTK during your turn, and you either win doing that or you lose. Next we have... Things get weird if you have to like stall out with the deck, which you'll see in some of the replays. Next we have Bysteel Magma Hut. You can target one light or dark monster in either graveyard, banish it. If you do, special summon this card from your hand. This is basically here for the search effect, which is if it's special summoned, you can activate this effect during the end phase of this turn. Add one dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except Magma Hut. You can only use each effect once per turn. So if you're going second and your opponent summons anything that you can banish to activate its effect, you activate its effect, and then you basically get any of your dragons that you might need during your turn. Unless they ash this effect for some reason, but that has not happened to me, like, ever in playing that card. Two Nibiru, just because for every deck that is not this deck, you'll need Nibiru. Nibiru doesn't actually really hurt Tenpai at all, so that's a plus for the deck. One Regeki, two Lightning Storm. You're going second. You're going to need to clear board. One Triple Tactics Talent. This card's great. One Triple Tactics Thrust. I find that having one of each of these is enough to kind of help unstick my hand if my opponent hand traps me. Two Sangan Summoning. This card is also just insane. During your main phase 1, Fire Dragon monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. All of them. So, pretty sick. Blanket Protection during main 1. During your main phase, you can also add one Tenpai Dragon monster from your deck to your hand, then discard one card. So that helps with Effect Veiler being dead a lot of the time. You can only use this effect second summoning once per turn. If this card is destroyed during the battle phase, you can target one Dragon Synchro monster you control, double the attack. You will do this on Tyrant Dragon quite a bit. Tyrant Dragon is a great win con for the deck. All around, amazing card, amazing starter, really, just really good card. One Crossout Designator, two Forbidden Droplet, three Sangan Kaiman, and then three Infinite Imperm. And Sangan Kaiman, I believe it's our last main deck card to go over. Apply one of these effects, or if you activate it during your battle phase, you can apply both of them in sequence. So you can add one level 4 lower Fire Dragon monster from your deck to your hand, or special summon one Fire Dragon monster from your hand. So you can only activate one Sangan Kaiman per turn. If you do it during the battle phase, you can use both. You're going to see all these combos and be explaining a lot of these combos in the replays right after the extra deck. And if I sound a little nasally during this, I'm sorry. I have had really bad allergies. Quick side note. I normally do not sound this nasally. But one Black Rose Dragon, one Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, one Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. So why this card? This is because your opponent cannot activate monster effects during the battle phase. If you play the mirror match and you slam this down on board, you just go BAM! You just slam that thing down on board. You are good. Your opponent's just gonna look at you and be like, "Oh, dude, no, no." I actually had a couple Tenpei players just not be happy that I brought him out at all. One, Kill Belt the Blade Dragon. If it's synchro summoned, target a card on the field and destroy it. If this card on the field is destroyed, target a face-up monster on the field. That monster cannot attack until the end of your opponent's turn. You can only use each effect of Kill Belt Dragon once per turn. Um, Two Tenpai Bident Dragons. If this card is synchro summoned, you can target one fire dragon monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except for dragon monsters. If 3 or more attacks have been declared this turn, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, then destroy one spell or trap on the field. You can only use this effect of Saipan Bident of Sangenpai Saipan. I said Saipan Bident of Sangenpai Bident Dragon once per duel, and its previous effect only once per turn. So, really decent. I run 2 just because sometimes you need 2 copies. Trident Dragon, it's a dragon tuner, 1 or more non-dragon tuner monsters. Surprise, that's like your entire deck. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target up to 2 other cards you control, destroy these targets, and if you do, for each destroyed card, this card gains 1 additional attack during each battle phase this turn. So you pop Sangen Summoning and something else. It is now a 6,000 attack beat stick and can attack 3 times. So pretty great. 1 Baron. You're probably never going to make this. Like, I literally never actually made this while playing the deck, but it's there. If you can, more power to you. 1 Sangenpai Transcendent Dragon. All monsters your opponent controls must attack. If able, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during the battle phase. If this card is synchro summoned, you can change all monsters on the field to attack position. If 3 or more attacks have been declared this turn, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Then you can destroy 1 card on the field. You can only use this effect of Sangenpai Transcendent Dragon once per duel. So, all good effects. 1 Striker Dragon. This has literally just been here because sometimes I've needed to link a dragon away to do something with. And this is just any level 4 lower dragon. That's literally it. 1 Heretic Sail of Heavenly for bouncing. Also, just so you know, Moonlight Rose Dragon also has a bounce effect that's useful if this card is special summoned or a level 5 or higher monster or monsters is special summoned to your opponent's field. You can target 1 special summoned monster your opponent controls and return that target to the hand. You can only use this effect of Black Rose Moonlit Dragon once per turn. Really surprisingly decent against a lot of matchups I've had. I've actually brought this card out several times. 1 Fire Charmer, 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Prometheus Princess Bestower of Flames, and 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. You're probably not going to use this very much either, but sometimes you need to, and it's your only answer, and I've had to bring it out once or twice. But yeah, that's the deck. Let's get into a couple of the replays. So this was hilarious. Okay, so I'm going first. I don't really want to go first, but I was forced to. And so I'm just going to go, okay, let me set up. I'm just like, I'm gonna head out. Grab that one, bam, make the board. It's like, you made me go first. You're probably running the same deck. I'm just going to slam down the Meteorite Dragon. I'm going to just trigger my effect. You trigger your effect. I trigger all my effects. You droplet me. I droplet you. And then you negate both of our droplets. What is even happening? They get the second summoning. I'm like, okay, so I can't Nibiru if I want to. They did not have an out to Meteor Burst Dragon. So instead, they just made Meteor Burst Dragon. And I'm just like, huh, this person's running my tech. I see. But that's fine. Ditch that Nibiru, get things to her hand, pop their Meteor Dragon so I can use my effects, which is kind of hilarious. Like, why aren't you running that card? It's just a level 7 dragon, destroy 1. You get locked into dragons so often, you might as well have a generic destroy 1. And that was it. And I'm just like, you made me go second. Sorry, not second. You made me go first, and I still won with my going second deck, and I was pretty pleased there. This is another quick replay. We'll have some in-depth ones. I just wanted to show off some funny interactions. This deck is amazing. I think this is probably still going to be best deck of the format, honestly. I think it's insane. Last format, I actually really didn't like playing it. Now that the mirror is less frequent, I'm kind of down. I even encountered Orcus playing this. It was kind of crazy. The tier list this month is going to be insanity. Okay, so I just said, screw your effect. My opponent really went into this. Oh, I made them go, okay. So this is actually a decent going first option for the deck. I didn't think about that. Oh, side note, if you aren't worried about Nibiru or anything, you might as well just play into max C because you're trying to win in that turn anyway. So I'm just going to be like, bam, bam, bam. It's like, oh, you're telling me I can't destroy it? I'll just switch it to attack position and I'll just keep swinging with things. I should actually look into that as a going second card. I forgot that you can make that card outside of Blackwings and it can be defensive. That's actually kind of smart. Watch me run that over Baron and be like the one person that's like dumb and decides to do that. So I had nothing and I'm embarrassed, but that's how it is. We made our opponent go first and we still like had nothing. Now my opponent's going to ash me and I'm just like, well, I got nothing. This is probably the funniest match I played. I played this on stream and I was just like, guys, what is going on? Look at all these hand traps I can't do anything with. It's pretty sweet, right? Pretty sick. I was like, I'm gonna negate that. Don't know why I negated that, but it's okay. We're gonna negate that. We really should have max seed way earlier in the turn. So we're gonna draw, and we still get nothing. And I popped back row for some reason. I should have lost this match, and I didn't. Now we finally decide to max C. And so right here is where they messed up. They could have just attacked and won. Just went for game and won. Instead, they're going to try to push bodies on the board. And I'm just like, oh, here, have a rock. By the way, Magma. Get my deck's engine started finally. And for some reason, they dropleted that instead of setting the droplet. Oh, well, they couldn't because it's in, but still, I'm just like, This was one of the funniest, like, replays I've ever had. I'm just like, you should have won that game, but you played yourself. Oh, I want to show this because this was an interesting matchup. This was the White Forest Toy Box matchup, and it was something. Oh yeah, it was White Forest Dark Magician Toy Box. This was very weird. I'm just like, oh, my opponent's playing pure Dark Magician. I don't care. They can have whatever cards they want. Activate Dora for just no reason. I'm like, okay, let's go. It actually works out though because I get to draw into better things now. But here comes the toy box, and I'm like, what? What? And on top of that, we get fused on, and I'm just like, what? And I see Anaconda, and I'm reminded that, oh yeah, Dragoons is legal now. Let's just not even let them try to activate the effect. We're just gonna Impermon summon. Like, no. And they had just given me too many cards at this point. This one was also weird. It was, YuGiOh Centurion, but it's not really noteworthy because I won on, like, one turn. This was interesting. I played against Rockets. Let's show you all this. I think this replay is actually probably one of the better ones. I can't believe Rocket League has showed up in Diamond. Just now that they have like other things the deck can do. I'm like, huh, it's back. It's like, oh, here's Shining Sarcophagus. Joy. Just all this shit, dude. They can just have their freaking rock. Man. That just did nothing. I'm like, okay. Pitching that Dead Veiler. Winding up my combo. Bam. Bam. Getting those attacks in so I can get the attack bonuses from the monsters if I need to. Bam. Bam. Man, who needs that in a beer? I sure don't. Just punch constantly. Love that. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck. The deck in itself is very easy to play. Just find a route to have any combination of the dragons on the field with the red one, because the red one's 4 and 3 and 4 make 7 easily. And you can pretty much just body your opponent for damage super duper easily. Sometimes you don't even have to synchro. You can literally just like spam the dragons out and constantly be attacking with the little ones because they are bodies. But yeah, I like the deck a lot. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know down below. Drop a like, drop a comment, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye bye.